Hey guys, it's HikerBoy16. What I want to talk to you about today is how to make your own oil lamp. And you can use this in a situation where, say, you run out of batteries for your flashlight, or you don't have any candles, or you just need light somehow, or you just like the way it looks. There are actually several ways you can do this, and one is a grease lamp, which is rendering animal fat down to, or even bacon grease, and putting it in a jar and soaking a wick with it and lighting that. You can do it that way. The way that I'm going to show you today is actually a way that a lot of people probably don't know, or at least the average person doesn't know, and that is using a household product that's very common and that most people probably will not think to use. And what you start off with is a baby jar, or a baby food jar. And this one is 6 ounces. I got the larger size. Now, I don't have any babies, but this works great. I mean, you can use more than just this type of jar. You can use anything that won't melt or burn up. For example, this is just some small little mason jar, and I actually did use this as an oil lamp. And the common household item that you can use to make your own oil lamp is, well, this is a blend of canola and vegetable oil. You can use canola oil, you can use vegetable oil, you can use olive oil, you can use animal fat. Heck, you can even use the old lamp oil if you can find it. And it is still out there, but it's not real common anymore. Now, this is what I started out with, a 6 ounce baby food jar from Gerber. And basically what you do is you take off the label, and in the top, what you do is you take a knife or a screwdriver or something, and you punch a hole through it, right in the middle, and you widen it so that you can fit a wick through. And let me show you one that I made here. This is a completed one that has not been used. I actually made my own wick, and let me pull this out real quick. I have to pull the other way. Okay, so I made a hole there, and you got to be careful because this is sharp. And you just stick this up through there, being very careful not to hurt yourself. And you can use a jar like the other one I showed you, but sometimes you may have to have a wire to hold it up. With this particular way, you don't have to have a wire, although as it burns down, you will have to take off the lid, but be careful because it will be kind of hot, and push up the wick. Obviously, you don't want to pull it up because, obviously, if it's a lid, you're going to get burned. And I actually made my own wick, which is really easy. And to make your own wick, you just need anything that's cotton. This particular thing I made out of an old cotton t-shirt. I mean, it was old, it was threadbare, yet it still works. This particular wick was made out of the same thing, and it, just part of the wick, when I tested it out, burns for, gosh, an hour, before I really had to do much in the way of adjusting. And I'm going to show you here how to make your own wick by braiding. What you take is an old cotton towel. This is for any cotton material. This is an old kitchen towel that no longer is used. So you take 3 strips, roughly about the same width, put them together, and you want to tie a knot at the end. Now, I find it a little bit hard to show you, but you spread out the 3 strips, take one, put it over the middle, take the other one, and put it over like that, and then like this. And you just keep putting it over whichever one's in the middle. And you kind of make it tight as you go along, so you get a better wick. like that. And then what I do is I just tie a knot at the end at the bottom as well. Now, I had tried to do long-term storage with these things that, you know, for like emergencies, kind of like a prepping item. But I found something out. The glass, when you put the oil in, it begins to seep through the glass. And I know some of you may be like, that's not possible. Let me tell you, it sure as heck is. And I even tried wrapping the entire thing with black electrical tape and putting it in a plastic bag. It seeped through all of that. And so I kind of put that issue off to the side and kind of passively thought about it for a while. And I've recently done some research and actually on the plastic of this, and I have come to find through experimentation that this type of plastic is very similar to beverage bottle plastic or water bottle plastic. So what you can do, and I've done several days of testing of this to see if it came through at all, and it didn't. This is actually just a small 8-ounce bottle of Arrowhead water, by the way. I do not like Arrowhead water. That water's nasty. And so I filled this up with it, and there's no residue or anything coming through. And not only have I, you know, tested the sides, I've actually tested the cap, because the cap often is a different type of plastic than this. I don't know if you knew that, but through my research, that's what I discovered. And it's held up perfectly. So what you can do is you can put your oil in this to store away. Have one of these. You can either have it already like this, or you can have it, you know, just like this, so that you can make it quickly. And when you need to use it, you pour the oil in, you let it seep up through the wick, let it soak into it, and when it's time, you light it up. And it does produce a good flame. I believe I have a picture that I will post at the end of this video showing my oil lamp as it was burning, and it really did work quite well. I think I also have a picture of this one burning. But yeah, so this would be a good emergency light source. Now, obviously, you want to be careful in using an open flame, because if you're using it for light in your house or wherever, you don't want to accidentally catch something else on fire and burn your house down or burn whatever down. Always observe the safety precautions, and especially when you're pushing up the wick through this, you know, don't do it way up close here, because you'll probably get cut and possibly burned. And I would also recommend wearing gloves, partly because it's messy, but you just kind of push it up through there, and you know, keep exposing your wick. And as you do that, you will get more light, and the more wick you expose, the bigger the flame would get. When I had just, I don't know, perhaps that much exposed, I got a flame, I believe, over 1 inch long, maybe 2 inches, I don't remember, but it worked well, and I would definitely recommend this. The last thing I wanted to add is that when you do put that oil in that jar, because it is going to seep or ooze through the glass, here's how you prevent it from becoming messy on your table or whatever. What you do is, after you empty the fuel out of the water bottle, or if you have another water bottle or soda bottle or whatever, or something plastic, you take that and you cut off the top, put it down there, and you put the oil lamp inside of it, so it has like a shallow dish. That way, anything that oozes out will not, you know, impact whatever you're sitting. And I also want to thank Sheepdog for his input on this as well. Anyway, thank you for watching my videos. Please subscribe and comment below. I'd greatly appreciate that. God bless you guys, and be safe.